Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Gabriel, coming straight at you from Queens, New York, and I want to do something slightly different today. Usually in the last couple of videos I've just been talking about current event that I think is important to talk about, but today I'm going to focus a little bit more on me, and I'm going to be doing that by taking a political compass test. Yeah, the last time that I took the political compass test was maybe, I'm gonna say 3 months ago. So I don't think my positions have changed all that much. But I actually don't need my headphones. I don't know why I have them on. I have them on because I'm listening to stuff before I'm doing videos. Anyways, so let's just go straight ahead and I might stop halfway through the test if I'm not mistaken. It's not a short test, so yes, 1 of 6. So I might do 3 pages here and then do another 3. It depends how long the video goes for, but I think I should have the I should have the screen here showing up on the recording. So let's go ahead and start. Before taking the test, please note that this isn't a survey and these aren't questions. They're propositions. To question the logic of individual ones that irritate you is to miss the point. Some propositions are extreme, some are moderate. That's how we can show you whether you lean towards extremism or moderation on the compass. Your responses should not be overthought. Some of them are intentionally vague. Their purpose is to trigger reaction in the mind, measuring feelings and prejudices rather than detailed opinions on policy. So let's get started. Just a few propositions to start with, concerning no less how you see the country and the world. If economic globalization is inevitable, all right, it's going to happen, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations. I'm going to say I agree with this. I mostly agree. I don't strongly agree because there is some benefits to protecting corporations. All right. I'd always support my country, whether it was right or wrong. This I would strongly disagree with. I support my country when I feel it is right. If I feel my country is doing the wrong thing, then I can't support that. Okay? No one chooses his or her country of birth. This is true. So it's foolish to be proud of her. This is not true. All right, I'm going to also strongly disagree with it. Just because you can't pick what country you're birthed in doesn't mean you can't be proud of living and being from that country. This is exactly my case. I wasn't born in the United States of America, but I am very proud of the United States of America. I'm proud to be a member of this great nation. Our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. my brother actually brought up a good point. It's like, is he talking about the human race as compared to alien races? No, this is actually talking about my race, Latino, as compared to black and Spanish, etc. No, I'm going to strongly disagree with this as well. Races don't have superior or inferior qualities as compared with other races. We are simply different. Okay, that's what makes us beautiful. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I'm going to mostly disagree with this, because there are situations where that can be true, but like I said, and like the test said, don't overthink it too much. Just go with what your initial kind of gut reaction is. Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified. The wording is very vague. Is sometimes justified. I'm going to say yes. There are situations where there is a great evil being committed and you have no choice but to commit a lesser evil. And that's shady, but that question is shady as well. So I'm gonna slightly agree, because we do have to sometimes do evil things, and that's true on an individual as well as a national level. There is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment. I strongly agree with this one. There is definitely a worrying, right? The news corporations like CNN, Fox, MSNBC, CBS, etc. They're in it for the clicks. You know, they will sacrifice honesty and integrity as long as they get clicks, by entertaining people, by giving people what they want. You know, sad. It's really sad. Next page. Now, the economy. We're talking attitudes here, not the FTSE index. So don't bring numbers into the equation. All right, we're talking about, you know, feelings pretty much. People are ultimately divided more by class than by nationality. Ultimately, of course, yes, this is absolutely true. I strongly agree with this. A black rich male has more in common with a white rich male than he does with a poor black male. Absolutely. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. False. I would say false. I think false. I'm gonna slightly disagree with this, not strongly, because I don't know. I would have to study it more, right? But off the bat, I think controlling unemployment is way more important. If you have more people working, you know, people need to work. You know, people always say like, oh no, you don't want to work. It's like, no, you don't understand. You have to work, right? If you do not work, you fall into a spiral so quick, and you into a negative spiral. It's nasty. You have to work. It is good to have an aim, to have a goal that you are working at. And for most people, this is their job, the 9 to 5. You know, how they earn money. Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulation. See, I disagree with the premise here. It's not entirely untrue, right? So it's not a lie per se, but it's also inaccurate. There are plenty of corporations that can be trusted to protect the environment. So I am going to mostly disagree with this. I'm not going to strongly disagree, because there are situations where this is the case. You know, I'm not going to say that we don't need any regulations at all, but some regulation, very few. I'm for few, very limited regulations. You know, regulate the regulations, basically. From each according to his ability to each according to his need is a fundamentally good idea. This is a fundamentally bad idea, okay? Because this idea, at first glance, you're seeing two parties here, right? From each according to his ability, party one, to each according to his need, party two. The problem is that there is a third party here, the party that is going to be taking from the people that have more and giving to the people who have less. So that third party, who's that? Right? That's the person that gets to decide whether you have more than what you need, with no input from you. All right. So no, this gives power to a third party that doesn't need to have any power. The freer the market, the freer the people. This is mostly true. I'm going to not strongly agree, but I am going to mostly agree. The freer the market, the freer the people. Yes, we don't want regulations. We want people to be able to open up stores, be entrepreneurs, sell their product to whoever's willing to buy it. This is a good thing. Capitalism. It's a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now a bottled, branded consumer product. I'm going to strongly disagree with that. That's not a sad reflection on our society. That is an indicator that we live in a free society, right? Because just like somebody is free to bottle water and sell it, you are also free to drink tap water, which is of the same
quality as bottled water. All right, people that buy water are doing so voluntarily. They're not being forced to buy it. I can go to my faucet right now and pour out a glass of water, or I could bring out a gallon of water and drink it. It's my choice. Okay. Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold. Land. We're talking about land. Like, what is land? It's the area that you live in. Yes, of course you should be able to buy and sell the land that you live on. What? I'm going to strongly disagree with this. See, this is the argument that is like, oh, you don't own the earth. Okay, we're not talking up like all these grandiose type of arguments. It's like, what does it matter? Like in a million years, it's like it's not gonna matter what you do. It's like, okay, your frame of reference is just wrong. Okay, people have the right to property. Without the right to property, there's no incentive to do anything. All right, I'm gonna leave that at that. We're not supposed to be overthinking this. It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society. I disagree with the premise. I'm not going to strongly disagree because that can happen, but it's this whole preconception that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing. You can't. It is damn well near impossible to manipulate money, whatever they mean by that, and contribute nothing, right? Jeff Bezos, right? Who else? All the big names that you can think of, from Facebook, from Amazon and Google, Microsoft, etc. All of these people are manipulating money. Trump, right? They're manipulating money. I'm manipulating money as well. But can you really say that they contribute nothing? It's possible, but so that's why I'm only going to give it a slightly disagree, not a strong disagree, because it's possible, but it's mostly untrue. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade. Yeah. So almost anything is sometimes necessary in trade. The only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver a profit to its shareholder. It should be the primary, not the only. I'm gonna slightly disagree with that. It should be the primary, right? The primary responsibility of a company is to make money. Yes, I'm not going to open up a restaurant at a loss. To me, if I'm going to open a restaurant, it's going to be because I want to make money. Yes, I want to make money, and I want to make money for the people that are investing in my restaurant or in my company or whatever it is. Like, that's why people start businesses, is to make money. That's like the whole point of being an entrepreneur, is to make money. People be on YouTube is to make money. All right, let's keep going. The rich are too highly taxed. Yes, I strongly agree with this. The rich are too highly taxed. In fact, everybody is too highly taxed. Okay, the tax situation in the United States of America specifically is out of control. We need to limit taxes hard body. We need to body taxes. I'm talking about we need to limit taxes to like 3% max, solid max. That's what I'm saying. Those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of medical care. Of course. If you want to pay for a premium product or service, go ahead and pay for their premium product or service. The fuck? There's nothing wrong with people offering a premium service at a premium price. All right? It's like, oh, everybody should have access to medical stuff. Okay, everybody can have access to medical stuff. Just because it's not all the same quality doesn't mean people don't have access to it. All right, you pay what you get, what you pay for. Government should penalize businesses that misled the public. Oh, that's a good one. Ooh, this is definitely going to be like in the middle here. I would go straight down the middle on this one if I could, but I can't. So I'm going to actually disagree with this. I don't want to give the government the power to do that, although I do think that Twitter and Facebook need to get a little spanking, if you know what I mean. Yes, initially, yes, governments should penalize. However, you get into murky waters when you know, because then it depends who is the government. You know, is it some right-wing extremists? Is it some left-wing extremists? Yeah, you don't want the extremists to have the power to punish businesses. You don't want that. All right, but businesses shouldn't just, you know, go willy-nilly and spread lies without, you know, that. But we already have limitations. You know, we have libel, stuff like that, laws, you know, freedom of information type act and stuff like that. So we already have sufficient checks on businesses that mislead public. So I don't think the government should be punished, should be actively punishing businesses. We already have regulations on that. I think we should chill with the government power. A genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predator multinationals to create monopolies. Whoa. A genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of a genuine free market? Absolutely no. If it is a free market, that means that there are no restrictions. All right, so a genuine free market does not require restrictions on the ability of predator multinationals to create monopolies, because guess what? That's not the way that a free market would work. All right, a free, like, okay, I'm gonna strongly disagree with this, because it's contradicting itself. A free market, by definition, means no restrictions, so it can't require restrictions. Yeah. Just gonna leave it at that. Jesus. Oh man. All right. Okay, so this is the third page. We're actually gonna take a quick break here. I'm gonna go refresh, get some water, etc. And I'll come back with another video. I'll name this part 1. I'll name that video part 2. And I'll finish the test. And I'll probably also in part 2 go over the results and see where I am on the compass. So again, thanks for watching, and catch you on the next one. That's all.